It's by no means business as usual, but this Ramadan there's been an attempt to fire up Dubai's restaurant scene. Gone are screens and curtains, once commonplace during the holy month to shield those fasting. It's part of a government push to encourage footfall. One of the big changes this year is that eateries no longer have to apply for a special permit to serve food during Ramadan hours from sunrise until sunset. It's hoped it'll provide a much-needed boost for hospitality. It might not just be about the pandemic. Owing to the Islamic calendar, Ramadan arrives earlier each year. For Dubai, that means any future restrictions risk eating into the peak tourist months when there's cooler weather.
So I don't think this was just a jerk reaction to the pandemic. I think this was a long time coming. However, it was very welcome during a year like this because businesses have been under restriction and have not been able to serve the full capacity that they could before the pandemic.
Compared to elsewhere, Dubai has remained relatively open to tourism throughout the pandemic. Since a brief but strict lockdown last year, it's tried to entice visitors to help feed the Emirates' vital hospitality sector. But that doesn't mean restaurateurs haven't faced challenges. In fact, the Main opened the doors to its third eatery in Dubai amid the pandemic.
So we actually opened this restaurant straight after lockdown. So having to maintain the staff, having to furlough people, but still maintain people in accommodation. Obviously having to, open up the restaurants with increased measures. At one point we had sanitation gates, having screens in between tables. At the moment we're at 50% capacity with about 2 or 3 meters between the tables.
As for the broader health of hospitality in the region, such as hotels, travel and business spending, experts see some optimism compared to the lows of lockdown, but with a caveat.
Things like spending on events and conferences, spending on travel, all of that stuff's going to be uncertain for a long time. So I think the hospitality sector it has reached a stabilisation point, but I think the next 2 or 3 years are going to continue to be difficult.
Easing Ramadan restrictions might serve up some relief for the UAE's eateries, but the hospitality sector will likely be digesting the impact of the pandemic for some time. Jacob Greaves, CGTN in Dubai.